Hi everyone, it's Steph here from effieandcards.blogspot.co.uk, and I'm just back today to share with you another tutorial. This is just my prototype, so I haven't properly decorated it because I did make a few mistakes. And this is a mini album, and your pages just flip over like that. I've decorated this one using the Eastern Palace DSP. And that's basically what we're going to make, but we're going to do it a little bit different. And what we're going to use is we're going to use this paper here, which is from the Coffee Break Designer Series paper. So for the outside cover, you're going to need a piece that measures 10 1/4 by 6.5. And what I've done is I've just scored it at 1/2 inch on all four sides, just to use as a marker. So turned over, and I've popped adhesive on all of the edges. Then the next thing we're going to need for this as well is this here. As you can see, it's some of me. I always keep the backs of my DSP because they make beautiful covers. And these two, we need two that measures 5.5 by 3 3/4, and they'll just sit in like that. Then we have a middle bit for the spine, and this bit measures, oh, I think I've gotten that wrong. That one measures, 1 second, 5.5 by 1.5 inches. I wrote the wrong measurements down. So what we're going to do is we're just going to stick them in here like this, leaving about 1/8 of an inch maybe's gap just in the middle there. So I'm just going to get my Tombow for this, so we've got lots of wiggle room. Oh, my Tombow, this is a new one, should come out pretty far. There we go. You just want to use them markers to help you line it up. And then just press that down. You can go over it with your bone folder to make sure it's nice and stuck. And I'm going to do this side, and then it gives me, I can see exactly where the piece in the middle's got to go. I love this sweet, the coffee sweet. It's absolutely amazing. It helps with me addiction to coffee. I can't function. Right, so we just pop that one in there, like that. And then the last piece is our spine. I'm trying to get this quickly done before I start work at 4. Otherwise you wouldn't have been getting a video this week. So that looks pretty even to me. You can also turn it over and just make sure that's stuck down nice and well. So then just get me bone folder and just go along the top here of the outside of this border we just put on, and then round. You could use card for this as well. You don't need to use this. You could just use some of our card and do that. Obviously we've got double-sided sticky. We're just going to bend these just to work them a little bit. It's got a little bit of snipping to do before we stick it all down. So what we want to do is we want to cut away here, maybe it's leaving about 1/8 of an inch gap here. That's just so we can fold it over and it looks nice and neat. Do that on all 4 corners. And the last one. Hopefully I haven't chopped too much off. fine. So then what we want to do is you just want to take off the backing paper, and then you can do it like that and just make sure it's going to go over nicely, and then just pull it over and stick that down. And then I'll do the opposite side. Again, just bend it over a little bit and then pull that over. Now before we stick these side bits in, you just want to get your bone folder and you just want to press that in like that. It's a tiny, tiny little piece of paper here. Just want to do that on the sides. It just helps for that nicer close, nicer finish. Again, take off your backing paper. And then when you fold that over, it should go in there just nice and neatly. Yeah, as you can see, it gives a nice edge there. So we'll do the same on this side. And again, take off the release paper. And then just fold that over. Let's get rid of these couple of pieces of rubbish. So then what I've done, I'm hoping I'm getting the right size. I've got a bit to go on here as well, out of the same paper. And this one needs to measure 9 inches by 5 1/4. And as you can see, I've already went ahead and put my double-sided tape on. And what I'm going to do, because it's quite a large piece, is I'm just going to make some little, take a little bit of it off and fold the backing over. Just gives you that little bit more wiggle room to make sure you get it nice and straight. You don't have to do this, you could put it on with Tombow if you preferred. Right, so you just line it up, try and make sure it's fairly even. I think I'm quite happy with that. And what you want to do is just pull on these tabs and press your paper down. Just like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find the middle bit. So I can, your paper, just try and bend it just a little. Just need to try and find them, these little edges here. And just run down with your bone folder. Just gently, as you gently lift it. And hopefully this should prevent the cracking on the opposite side. So we'll just do the same on the other part of the spine. Just have it down. And that is the basis of our folder. So what I'm going to do next with you is show you how I made the spine and then how I done the pages. Right, for the spine I've decided to go with Early Espresso card here, and we need 3 pieces of cardstock. The first one measures 2 by 5 1/8. The second one measures 1 3/4 by 5 1/8. And the last one measures 1 1/2 by 5 1/8. What you want to do on each of those pieces is score it on 1/2 inch, rotate it and score it at 1/2 inch again. And on these 2 end flaps you want to put adhesive on both sides. Okay, So we're just going to go ahead and fold and burnish these. Ready? I'm going to try and keep my video as short as possible for you. I say that every time and it turns up about 25-30 minutes long. Right, so they're all folded and burnished, and then what I'm going to do is just mitre off each side. This is just to be easier for us to pop our pages on. Just get that out of the way. All my rubbish. And again, just do the same on all 3 pieces that we've done. I've tried to do a lot of prep work as well today, so you won't have to sit and watch me glue loads of things on and stuff like that. Right, so we can just pop them. They're obviously, oh, I don't know if you can see, but they will layer inside each other like that, and then each of our pages will get attached to these bits here. Okay, get rid of some more rubbish. So I've got it all over. Right, to make our pages, I've got here an envelope, the big blue one, and these are our Whisper White note cards and envelopes. So these measure 3 3/8 by 5 1/8. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to use a cheap tape runner. We're just going to seal this flap around the edges. And then just fold that down. And then we're going to bring in my trimmer. So what we want to do is we're going to cut, oh, you can see, we're going to cut 1/8 off each side. So because I know these measure 3 3/4, is that, no, 3 5/8, we're going to cut it at 3 1/2 on one side, and just that's how much we're taking off, and then flip it round and trim it at 3 3/8, and that is our page. It's going to form the basis of our page. So then what I've got is I've got some DSP here, and this measures, oh, just check my things, 5 inches by 3 1/4, and in total you will need 12 of these, and sorry, I meant to say you will need 6 envelopes. Just cut it like that, and then just attach it to the front and the back. Again, for time, I'm just using my unbranded tape pen, and then just line that up, get it as straight as you can. There we go. And then again on this side. And isn't this paper beautiful, all them coffee stains? I just love it. I think it's amazing. Little things keep me happy. So then get that down again as straight as possible. Now what we're going to do is we are going to just pop that to one side, and I'll show you the ones I've previously done, and it's a sample of all of the paper that you can get. So I've just gone ahead and backed them on both sides, each one of the designs that is in the DSP pack. They're just beautiful. And these ones here, on this one, on these little coffee cups here, you actually have a die in with the thin framelit set that will cut this out of the DSP to use for decoration as well. Wasn't sure if you knew that. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put some adhesive. I've just used Tombow for that little bit wiggle room. You just want to cover all of the back of the middle piece, and you want to line it up so that it's even on both sides, so you've got an even gap. Okay, and then just press that down, and we're going to do the same on this one. And your Tombow, because we don't want to go nowhere on there. And then this one again will go in the center, and just before it sets, just make sure we have got a bit of an even. Oh, just moved that and I've knocked the camera. That's my head. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So then this is quite straight. Yeah. This is what you will have when it's all dry, and I just like to reinforce those folds as well to make sure that the okay going both ways, like that. Then when what's going to happen with this is going to sit in the middle of this gap here, the one where the spine is, and we're going to sit that on there. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that now. And then we just want to, because it's not exactly the same length, we just want to fold them up, get it as centered as we can, and then just press that down. As you can see, that's going to be for our pages and our little album. So then what you want to do is you just want to decide really which way you want the patterns to go, in which order. What we'll do is we'll do this one. Yeah, we'll do this one here. So I always like to start from the back, and what you want to do is take off the release paper from one side, and then obviously because the open both sides, you just want to line that over there and push that right down so it meets and it's nice and straight. And then you can go back in this side and take off the double-sided sticky on here to make sure that it's going to be just nice and even. So that is how you put your pages on. So I don't bore you, I'm just going to pause the video and I'm going to attach the rest of the pages, and I'll be right back. Right, I'm back, and here is all of our pages. You can just flip through them all like that. I just think it's so beautiful. And also, because we cut both sides, you have got space here to put in a tag. The note cards that go with the envelopes do fit in really nicely if you want to do that and pop that in, although they will, because I've used a thick tape, they won't go all the way. But what I've done is, because I fancy doing something different, I've already prepped these, and I've used Early Espresso card and white card here. The Early Espresso is 3.5 by 5 inches, and the white layer is 4 3/4 by 3, and I put one of those on both sides. And I've also used our new Tear Ticket punch, and I think it just looks lovely. And the idea is that when you put these in here, you'll see that lovely decorative edge. And obviously I've went ahead and I've done 6 of these for each of the pages. It's just an extra place to put a couple of photos. Could have maybe done with them being a little bit smaller, but I still think it looks nice, and I'll still use this one myself anyway. you could make them a little bit smaller if you wanted. So you can see the side there, but I don't mind that. I think it just gives it that little bit something extra. Now what I'm going to use to keep this together, I was meant to put the ribbon underneath here so you could just tie it around the side, but obviously I forgot. And this ribbon here is our, I think it's our Pool Party shimmer ribbon. There isn't actually any Pool Party in here, but I just really like the ribbon. So I don't know which way I'm going to tie it. I think we'll tie it this way. And just do a pretty little bow. See, nothing too tight, because you want to be able to get into it easily. What's happened to that? But you know me and bows by now. We have a bit of a love-hate relationship. I'll have to do that again. I'm not happy with that at all. Just trim some of that off. Talk while I'm concentrating, especially on me on bows. Oh, it's upside down. Oh, it'll do. No, I need it tight this way. If I tie my ribbons from this way, they seem to actually land the way they're supposed to. But obviously, as you can see, I'm not the world's greatest at tying bows. They seem to always get the better of me. Any of yous like that? Anyway, I think my ribbon actually hates me sometimes. But it's not the ribbon, because the ribbon is actually really, really, really good quality. And I love it. See, I haven't done it too tight. That let's just take this down a little bit more. Don't want it too big. Oh, that one was a little bit there. Oh, that'll just have to do. And just trim your ends, just like that. And then I'm just going to put one more little piece on for decoration. Oh, that's not sitting on very well, is it? And I'm using the Coffee Cafe stamp set. I'm using this one here, the Life Happens Coffee Helps, and this one that surrounds that. And out of the framelits, I am using this one on a bit of DSP. I'm using this one as well, the smaller coffee cup. I'm using the lid, and then I'm also using this to cut out a bit for my coffee cup. So I'll just show you what to do with that. Scrap of early espresso and a scrap of Whisper White. I've got all my blocks mounted up here. Using soft suede first of all, and I'm just using that on this stamp here, and just stamp that down. And then coming in with Pear Pizzazz, I'm going to stamp the sentiment inside of here. Them being photopolymer, it's so easy to line them up, she says. Yeah, that just looks so lovely in there. Pop that away. And the last bit of stamping is our Early Espresso, and we're going to do tone on tone on the Early Espresso card. And use our little wood grain coffee cup. And you just want to press that down. Oh, Obviously you'd stamp it better than me, but that is the effect that you will get. Right, as in Blue Peter fashion, I have went ahead and I have prepped all my little pieces here. So we have, this was a part of the DSP, the one with this one on the back. And then I've cut this one out in Soft Sky, and that's just going to sit on there. This is the one we stamped out, and again with the sentiment, and that's going to sit on here. And then the coffee lid I've cut out in Soft Suede, and that's just going to sit on here. Oh, I have to reevaluate. Let me take that off for a second because I might have to redo that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to attach these bits onto here. Try and get this done quickly now. I want this one on the large coffee cup. And then we'll just glue this flat onto the front of our book. Just anywhere you like, really. And then I will use the glue on the lid. So keeping all of this cup flat. And then sentiment on this one. Just like that. And then, yeah, I'm going to pop a couple of dimensionals on here just to give it that little bit extra. Put 4 more in each corner. I just want that one so it goes like that. Let's see if our wibble will still go on. Hopefully it should do. I'll tie that the opposite way. Tie it going around this way instead. I mean, you don't have to have anything to close it. It would still be, you know, quite pretty. A nice little photo album to gift to somebody just like that if you like me and you just change your mind constantly. We'll just quickly do a little do to the bottom. But you get sick of me sometimes, do you? I am full of good intentions to do a nice quick video. It never happens like that. Do them to save my life. Right, what I'll do is I'll sort that out for the pictures. But here's my Coffee Cafe mini album. I really hope you like what I've done with it and that you said give it a go. So thank you for watching. Bye.